it for you, Sveta?
You're
I
good
think
now. You're good, good. So, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, guys. Today is a very special recording. I'm so grateful and blessed that my amazing friend Nish agreed to share the story. And the story started quite a few years ago. Nish, how many years do I know you now? You think about
uh
10 years or so? What do
yeah,
you think?
10 years and I was just thinking it's been too long. Too long.
Yeah, so the thing is, I met Nish at the farmer's market. He certainly did not look like he looks right now. Right now, as you see, he is a very fit, buffed guy with a lot of muscle. When I met Nish, he was skinnier than a rail, frightened, and was
I was 21,
introduced
Sveta.
basically. There
Sorry.
you go. Oh, there you go. That was the case. That was the reason. So he was 21, scared, and a friend of mine, we met at the stand of her. Niche was looking into some chlorella and spirulina,
Yeah.
and Carrie said, "You need to talk to her." And we started chatting, and Nish said, "I don't know what to do. I'm eating." And I remember that. He said, "I'm eating mango, chicken, and rice, and that's all I can eat." And that's where the story began. And since then, we actually became quite close friends. I almost feels like he's my surrogate son. So what happened is the story is, Nish, you can tell why were you so skinny and why were you so sick?
Yeah, so to basically give people a long and the short of it is going, like I mentioned, to Sveta, I was 21. Those years of your young adolescence going into adulthood, uh, I I didn't know what I was doing with my life, and through choices and consequences, I stressed myself out so much, starting my career, and I didn't really know what inflammation was, and I didn't know how much it contributes to your daily life. And inflammation is part of it. One thing that we all have in common is inflammation. And at that time, at 21, I didn't understand what free radicals meant. I didn't understand um what's the word, Sveta? Oxidative stress. You see, you think, yeah, I remember my brain. There's my brain. Oxidative stress was a huge one. And so I had a lot of it. Um, and I would always go to the farmer's market because I wanted to eat healthier. I wanted to reduce the amount of things I was intaking. Unfortunately, I don't know if we said it yet, Sveta, but the whole reason why I was so into uh, fixing my health was because of ulcerative colitis.
There you go. Let's full stop. He was diagnosed with, and he was struggling with ulcerative colitis. Well, people, I really do want you to understand this is not about the supplement or something. No, of course. And he was on medication, he was on biologics, and that was a lifestyle that Nish addressed and he changed. However, at that time, we also introduced Pretandem, NRF2 activator Pretandem. Nish was extremely apprehensive. He was scared.
Oh,
He was so scared to try anything. And we started to build a belief. I started him on like thing an eighth of a pill or maybe a quarter of a pill. And then I remember we started building relations and you said, "I'm feeling better. I am feeling better." And that go.
sorry, I want to interject. That's why I raised my hand because it just came to me, Sveta. Um, we had a hard time identifying if it was the biologics or if it was the Protandim. And we said, like, well, the only way we'll know is if we get off the biologics. And I'm trying to lower my hand here. Um, And what happened? I stopped taking the biologics, didn't tell my doctor, and I kept taking the Protandim. And you obviously should consult with your doctor. You should, but I'm too stubborn, and I because we were at this point where I was healthy. My inflammation levels, now it's all coming back to me, uh, were so high, and I can't remember what the exact, that you can
Indices, the
explain better,
numbers, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it was so high. So for me to come all the way back down, and then all of a sudden introducing raw foods, introducing uh, dietary changes, we, I was, people to now my doctor, uh, they don't know. They just say you're lucky you're in remission. And unfortunately, Sveta, I haven't always been consistent on Protandim over the last 10 years.
And that's exactly the awesome story. But the thing is, you know, what you did to your life is amazing because you started addressing these issues to get yourself to health. And then, yes, as you said, you were on and off,
Yeah,
pretendum. And then the funniest part is you always reach out to me
yeah,
when you need to go back because
yeah,
something is wrong, and it's not necessarily
yeah.
with the bowels. It's like
No,
I can't think straight, I've got a
yeah,
brain fog or something
yeah,
like that. I
yeah.
need to get on Protandim.
It goes back to oxidative stress. The one thing that every human has, I think you taught me that in the beginning, was we all have stresses from everyday life, whether that's pollution, whether that's work stress, whether that's diet. Every person struggles with some sort of, I would call it, I'm not a doctor, inflammation contributor, whether that's through our diet or through our stress, what we put on our body. We all have oxidative stress.
This is incredible. That's exactly what I wanted to basically interview and ask Nish. But the thing is, guys, you need to understand what happened before and now. He took charge of his life. And now he knows the triggers.
Yeah,
And that it's not just about pretendum. Pretendum to me is a must in that healthy lifestyle, in that progression of he tells me that I'm so stressed at work, I need to hit the gym. I need to go walk Daisy, his dog, and he's so attached to that doodle, whatever Daisy the do I call them doodles.
yeah,
So, and because that's happiness. And then the food we're still working on because
yeah,
obviously you can see
yeah.
he's still a very young man, so he loves pizza. So we're still working on the pizza issue. But the aspect is that he
That
knows
it works.
I need to be on Pratanam. I know it helps and it works for my body. But how the improvement in his bowels with that inflammatory bowel disease, we don't claim that we treat, cure, mitigate disease. My satisfaction was it worked. Not only it worked, it gave me a friend forever. And that's the
Yeah.
best part.
It gave me a bloodline, because I moved away from my family to start my career. Sveta lives in Edmonton and I live in Sherwood Park. And I had to move away from Olds, which is 2 hours north of Edmonton is 2 hours north of Olds. And so when you don't have any support and you're just going shopping at the farmer's market because you're trying to eat healthy and you don't even know you don't even know what you're putting in your body. You just know what you've been doing hasn't worked. And then for some reason, Sveta's standing beside me and just grinning ear to ear. Do I have something for you? And it started from there where it was a weekly check-in. And then Sveta and we really tuned in my health.
We
And
just connected. We just connected, and
we
that's the whole thing about it. So
when you
hopefully,
put your health number one, sorry, Sveta, I just wanted to say when you put your health number one, everything else falls into place. So when I'm going through my 20s, obviously like I said, I haven't always been consistent on it, but when I'm like, hey, I'm at rock bottom. or when I know I've collected enough oxidative stress for some reason, I'm trying other things or not even, I'm ignoring my health. It's human nature that you're not, unless you're Sveta, where you're every day dialed into your health, your body, and what's going on. Most of us are too wrapped up in our lives to think like, what am I putting in my body? How is my environment affecting me? And how do I want to continue living? And those are things people need to ask themselves daily.
Amen. Absolutely. Nothing more important than health. Nothing more important than
You,
happiness.
that was you always told me. You
Nothing
always
more,
told
yeah,
me.
nothing more important. So, Nish, I love you. You're my
Yeah,
friend. It's
yeah.
as I said,
Is is my mom?
he's my surrogate son, surrogate boy. So and that's it. So now actually,
So
we're too far away from each other, so no farmers market. But obviously, the best part now is the conversations, the connection, the dog to dog fiddler to Daisy, and he shares, I share, and I also always.
you you always said it's about accountability. It's your health. It's your choice what you do with your body, what you put in with your body. I obviously chose to do conventional medicine with Protandim. And obviously, I'm not knocking down conventional medicine. When you're at a chronic state of inflammation, you need to do whatever it takes to bring that inflammation down. And if you can supplement it with the product like Protandim, and this is not i- the changes from how your bones and your cartilage and how your cells. Sveta always says your cells need to be happy, 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 because something as severe as autoimmune people who have daily impracticalities in their life, supplementing with something like Protandim, you wake up and you look forward to taking your Protandim.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mr. Nadu.
Yeah.
This is going to inspire so many people. This is our legacy. Thank you very, very much. And I hope to
And
see you soon. And
yeah,
Daisy,
and I just like I said, I have blood tests to prove it. I'm lucky. I could wake up tomorrow, maybe things will change, but um I'm 30 now and I have the quality of life that I was, unsure that I would ever get from 21 on. And then I started taking my health seriously and learning about oxidative stress and NRF too.
thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.